Hello, everybody. It's getting harder to talk now. It's so cold out. The sun's gone down, so I'm a little late. But anyway, I'm glad you're here. Welcome to my channel. This channel is called Me in the Mountains. And if you haven't been here before, my name is Janis. We just like to gather here and talk about nature and different ideas that help us along in life. So today or tonight, oh, the moon is out pretty. Oh my gosh, I love it. I want to talk right now about aha moments. If you've had some aha moments in your life, leave them down in the comments because I think those moments they're kind of like self-discovery moments, and yours are as important as mine. And they're things that you just never saw coming, and they kind of help shape your life and bring clarity. And I look back sometimes and I'm like, how come I didn't know that? Or maybe things were changing in the world and you just sort of, caught the merry-go-round and got on board, and who knows? But they definitely happen, and I'm grateful for all of them. There's hard ones and there's happy ones. So I think I'll do a bit of each of those because they all just make you who you are. So my first aha moment, as many as you know, I'm a musician. And when I was younger in school, in grade school, I wanted to be a musician. And so I thought I just wanted to be a rock star, like I did sing a little and I played all kinds of different music. And it wasn't until my brother lent me some money to make a CD, and I made my first CD, Along the Shore of Acadia. I had these collections of instrumental music, and I went to play an Earth Day festival, and I was really poor. Like, I did live in my car for a month. Like, I've had moments in my career where I've had not much. And anyway, I sold 10 CDs, and that was $100. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Aha moment, this is what I'm gonna do. And I did. And I played malls all over New England, down to Florida, out to the West Coast. I gigged every week for like 10 years. Like, I'd get the CDs during the week, I'd pack the car up, or maybe be taking a flight somewhere with my musicians and just played and played. And, that's what really built my career. From that, I got to go on QVC and do a lot of really cool things. And I still sell CDs till today. But that was an aha moment because I didn't really plan that. I didn't really know how it could all happen. But as long as I made something and could live, I was like, okay, that works great. This is just a funny one, another moment. One of the CDs I made that I really loved was called Tim Janis, The American Christmas Carol. And I remember I was on QVC at the time, and I thought, I'm going to write all new Christmas songs. And so I made that album, and it's so beautiful, and it's like praise and worship Christmas music. But it was a little bit of an aha moment because I realized that, people want to hear their traditional Christmas songs. So that one was one that was, and you have to imagine that you really I did put a lot of work into it and thought this was really cool. But, you just get inspired, and I was definitely inspired, and I still love those songs. And actually this past year on Amazon, the CD was doing well. So, I mean, kind of well, I don't know how or what that means. Just it was popping up on your stats or something. So I still love it. Paul Loach sang the song We Adore You on it, and it was beautiful. But, that was just something new that I learned. This is I don't know, I'm talking all about music for my aha moments. I hope that's okay. But soothing music, when I first got on YouTube, most of my songs, like 500 songs, they're not exactly just the piano quiet music. They're kind of like movie theme type songs with violin and flute, and I love those, and that's what I did for so long. And when I would play in a mall or something like that, I needed music that could grab people's attention and hopefully they would want to buy a CD and take something home with them and really move them in the spot. So I couldn't really be peaceful and quiet. I had to have some music that obviously it was soothing, but it was dramatic. Anyway, from watching other channels on YouTube and understanding more about soothing music, I've now written many, many soothing songs, which you hear on my videos. And not only that, I actually listen to it too at night. So sometimes when you're listening, if you listen to my Tim Janis Soothing Music channel, I may be listening to it as well. It's kind of amazing if you go to sleep listening to music. Sometimes it makes you feel like everything's okay, and it kind of just comes in and penetrates your mind and makes you feel peace. So that was an aha moment. Oh, and I didn't count. That was number 3. I always mean to do that. That was number 3 on my list. So that was new to me. And by the way, it's getting colder, so I may start shaking. So number 4, and this is kind of neat. Being here in the mountains, the stillness, the quiet, and nature's rhythm. I've just been away, and this happens with being an artist. I've just been away for 2 months, and in that time, we did some really cool things and been to a lot of places, and you can almost forget what it meant to be home in the mountains. And when I'm here, it's amazing how you change in the quiet places in nature. You've probably had that if you've gone hiking for a day or something like that, but sometimes the world can seem, after you've come out of nature, like just overwhelming, because you're used to this stillness and the quiet, and it's a very gentle rhythm. I talked about in one of my videos how you'll see the birds up on top of trees watching the sun come up. Everything kind of follows the pattern of the sun and the moon, the day to night, and it's really quiet, and that stillness gets in your heart. And I know that when I leave the mountains, sometimes it's like I still feel it within me. After a couple of days, it'll diminish, but it's a neat feeling. So if you can get out in nature and spend as much time as possible, that is a really great thing. The last thing's a little difficult, but lately I got a condition called Parsonage-Turner syndrome last year, which is where you get a little bit of nerve damage. It can get better, but there was some chronic pain, and then there's with that there's you worked through physical training to try to get better. So this is number 5. This isn't a happy thing, but having gone into a medical situation where it's like, okay, you're diagnosed with this, and being like, oh, okay, this isn't just, I don't know, a lot of you go through a lot of things, but I think some of those things grow your heart and give you a broader understanding for what, other people are going through, and in so many different levels of degrees of health issues that that they're struggling with. So, I felt like as that happened, I'm like, wow, I know there's more things that can happen. But as you have something that you have to deal with that is, in this case, it's a nerve issue. So, you lose, like, some of your muscles aren't working like they should and things like that. And it's a bit of a struggle. It just teaches you, like, I think we all just have to be a bright light in each other's lives and try to spread as much peace as possible, and just be there for one another. On my big channel, we're always like, yippee, yay, and happy to see one another. And life will have its moments where you don't feel all the support, or you don't feel like 100%, but let the music encourage you, let this beauty of nature encourage you, let our love for you encourage you, and just, know that we're all in this together, and, we're all worthy. So anyway, those are my 5 things of aha moments. I could probably go on and on because there are so many, but I just want to say lots of peace and love to you guys, and thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the next video. Peace.